This is the Global Podcast Network, where executives and professionals connect, share, and inspire. Stay tuned for the conversations that drive success.
Welcome back to the show. We are honored to have fellow Long Islander Amanda Losco joining us here today to talk more about her company. She's a co-owner of Simply Green, which is a New York State licensed cannabis dispensary close by where I live, out in Coram. Excited to have her here to talk about her, to get to know her, her family, and her backstory. And of course, the fact that she's out there, as an entrepreneur in business and helping so many people now. How are you today?
Very good. Thank you so much for having me.
Well, pleasure to have you here. If you don't mind asking, before we get started, I just want a little of your background. I know you have two little kids, right?
Yes, yes. I have two little girls, both 10 and 6 years old.
Oh my goodness, God bless. I have two boys, 10 and 8. So I'm with you. I
Okay.
feel everything
Yeah.
you're going through right now.
hmm
Oh my goodness. Well, congrats on that. I mean, obviously, having children and having a career is a very difficult thing to do. Would you mind? I know you've been very career driven. Tell us a little bit about that.
Sure. So, I mean, we opened the dispensary. Our opening day was November 7th, and we did our grand opening celebration on the 26th of November. So we're still kind of fresh here, in bringing the business, and it's been going really well. Prior to that, I mean, I was definitely career driven in a catering facility. I worked on many different departments in that area. So work-life balance is definitely something that as a mom, and in business owning and career driven is definitely something, that we all have to kind of work on.
Yes, and then the shift comes because you do have a family, and it's like, okay, I had to do this
Mhm.
work-life family balance. It's not an easy thing. So you've been busy. You said looking for these large companies in all different aspects of business. And then what inspired you to open up the cannabis dispensary? Tell me a little bit about that backstory, if you don't mind.
So it's my husband's license. So he got the license a couple of years ago, and with working on getting that open, it just made sense. We obviously were family oriented, and putting some of my attributes and what I've learned in my career towards our business and creating a successful future for us and for the family and for the kids is it just made sense for me to try to jump in and be a part of the process.
Beautiful. So you say you're owned and operated by two families, right? And you believe in
Yeah.
educating your staff and customers to provide the best product. So
Oh,
everything is
absolutely.
all regulated and tested, New York State to
hmm
compliance. And let's talk a little bit about some of the products that you offer and tell us. Some people don't even understand cannabis yet. Some people still think it's an illegal drug and it's not good for us. So if you don't mind just diving into a little bit of the history and background with cannabis, and I would love to find out all the benefits and we'll talk specifics, what you do offer there too as well.
Absolutely. So, I mean, we're back. We have a lot of doctors that we work with that send, some of their clients over to us to get, some of those ailments that they may be experiencing down from, you know, arthritis and maybe migraines and all
Yeah.
kinds of things like that. So they come in looking for all different things. Of course, with the history when it comes to cannabis, there's tons of stigma that kind of comes around it. So that's why, especially coming from a mother, you hear all kinds of horror stories, with drugs and that kind of a thing. This is not that. This is, definitely a New York State regulated product. And there's tons of options for all different ailments. There's, different strains that might help migraines, and there's like old, not even just like the THC content. There's things like CBD that might help somebody sleep if they have difficulty. And some of our products carry melatonin in it. So that's another help with sleep, with sleep health. So, and everyone's got something different. No one person is the same as our products are, everything is a little bit different. And we've got brand educations that come in from all different brands that come in and help our staff as well as our customers learn all those different things.
Oh
That's
my
what's
goodness.
definitely important to us.
No, absolutely. And I'm not sure specifically what you wanted to
Mm-hmm.
focus on for this show since it is our first. But I think it's important to simply talk, simply green. Wow, that was a good
That's it.
segue. But
Yeah.
what do you want your audience and listeners to know about your products and about you as a business?
Definitely, I've been, as I said before, brand education. We sent all of our bud tenders, is what we call it, which is the front end people, the face, the people that you're going to speak to when you come in here and you say, you know what, I'm having trouble sleeping. All of our bud tenders are well educated in what products to offer our customers. We don't want anybody to feel like they're a number. There's a lot of places that push through a lot of different people. We want to be able to spend the time with our customers, and that's what sets us apart from other dispensaries that you may have walked into. So education and giving the people the time to be able to answer their questions and providing them with the products that work for them is, kind of our goal.
Perfect. And let's talk, because there's all different products that I'm not even aware of and familiar with 100%, but there's tinctures, there's oils, let's
Mm-hmm.
talk benefits. What is cannabis? What are some of the benefits of it? Can you just elaborate us and educate us a little bit, please?
Sure. Cannabis, of course, has many different, there's terpenes, there's products that are infused with CBN and CBD, and, there's lotion. So if you have, you know, bad back or bad knees and you want to use some of our creams that are topicals, if you're not maybe one to want to smoke, you can use that. Um, CBD, like we talked about, is a sleep, that will definitely help with sleep. So, and if you don't want to feel high, there's some people who don't want to feel the sensation of being high. You might want to find something that's CBD, which is going to, kind of balance out that factor. So that's another option.
Wow. And let me ask, how did you get introduced to this field? Tell me a little bit of your backstory and how this became important to you and your family.
Sure. So, I mean, my husband, he's the one who got the license. And he is, he kind of got into the start of it. Um, and, like I said, it made sense for me to jump back in and handle the business aspect of it. I also have a background in social media and growing the business. So that's kind of where my area falls into.
Perfect. Well, Simply Green, obviously, I know you're based, you mentioned here out of Coram, New York, which is on Long Island. Tell me are you able to buy it just here, able to ship it? Is it just in New York State? Do you need a prescription for these items or what? Explain that aspect of it as well and the legality of it today.
Yes, sure. So we are a New York State recreational license, so we don't carry medical. There are medical facilities as well. So we're recreational. So you don't need a prescription.
Yep.
We do not currently ship. That is not, in compliance. We will be offering in-store pickup
Okay.
and delivery probably sometime next month or next week. It might come sooner, but you know, currently you're able to walk in, as long as you're over the age of 21, of course, able to walk in and purchase it right here in the store.
Great. And tell us about your products. How are they regulated? Is everything grown and made and all that? Because we just want to,
Mhm.
obviously, I know which you all say everything's guaranteed and backed and it's all professionally done. Could you just share a little bit of insight on that?
Absolutely. So everything, the process in New York State is highly regulated. So we deal with a bunch of different brands. So everything is grown in New York State. It's tracked from seed to sale.
Okay.
So from the plant that it's grown through to the processes that it gets us. And I know in the future we'll have more specific as far as, the specifics and different strains and stuff. I'd love to have, some of our experts kind of jump in and be able to talk about some of that stuff.
Sure.
Um, but the process between seed to sale, it's tracked, so you always know
Yep.
where your products are coming.
Hmm.
So that's of course very important.
And I was also on the
Um,
website. I saw there's not only edibles, but there's also drinkables. I never knew there was
yeah,
drinkables. That's something
yes, and
new.
people really do like that. Uh, Speaking on that, of course, you have alcohol. If you have, a couple of drinks, you may experience a hangover the next day. So we actually carry drinkable THC. So one of our products that we carry is heirlooms. It's
Oh,
very popular here. And there's all different. I know heirloom itself does like mocktails, not mocktails,
yes.
but like can of
Yeah.
cocktails, with all so that you can feel like you have a little bit of a drink, but you may not experience hangover the next day when experiencing that. So that's another
Wow.
thing.
So flowers,
Hmm.
pre-rolls, edibles, beverage, topical.
Yep.
There's tinctures.
Topical.
There's merch
There's
too.
something for everybody. Merch. Yep.
And do you
Something for everybody for sure.
could you share a client story or two, a personal story of someone who's helped your product for a certain reason, what they're saying about it, and why they keep coming back for this groovy,
Yeah.
balanced life, as you say, which I love.
Yeah, no, we have customers that come in for all different reasons. I mean, you have clients that come in with, like I said, arthritis. There's one client that had walked in and she says that absolutely nothing would take the pain away. And she started using a certain brand of edible that we have here. And it's the only thing that can kind of get that balance of pain without feeling like super stoned, if we will.
Yep.
So like I said, everyone has a different preference in what they want to feel and what they want to accomplish when using our products. And, this one lady, she found her product and she comes back weekly to continue to buy it. So, it's nice definitely to hear those success stories.
No, absolutely. It really, really is. And again, I just want to make sure that there's also something that I'm curious about. What is Piece of Woodstock? What is that you all are doing there?
So piece of woodstock is, definitely highlight some of those piece of woodstock. Like we have authentic shirts from the piece of woodstock
Okay.
design that we carry in our store. So it's also a lot of like locally sourced products like candles and, signs and shirts and handbags and, accessories that we carry on the front end of our store. And we're actually doing a sale right now for our holiday special. So you can come into the store and actually get discounts on some of those things as well. So that is, and it definitely brings in, if you know anything about piece of woodstock, cannabis is kind of goes along with it. It, is just kind of goes hand in hand. And people like to see that, especially like our older clientele who might be familiar with the Woodstock era.
Very, very cool. All right. And what else do you want to share for today? I know it's our first show. I just want to make sure that we are covering everything. And there's a lot. So I hope we have a few more shows, like you said, right? Because you're going to bring on some people, some experts who talk about, what we're growing, all your concentrates and everything as well. And hopefully your husband gets to come on too.
Yes, he will be definitely joining us the next time. Like I said, I have experts who know this. I would, I have experts that work with us here that can tell you exactly what they would recommend for, any sort of ailment. So I'd love to get some of those to be able to answer specifics of some of those questions, like what each, different component of the cannabis plant will do for you. So that is definitely, like I said, not my specialty, but I definitely would like to have somebody on to share some of those things with us. Um, as far as, what I want to share about the business, we're family, definitely family
Love
driven.
it. Hmm.
Anybody who works for us feels like family, which, kind of comes into, passes on to
Yeah.
customers. All my staff feels comfortable here. And we want our customers to feel comfortable here too, giving everybody the time of day, kind of answer those questions specifically and scientifically, to be able to help them, which is really great.
Beautiful. I was going to say, what's the biggest challenge about having your own business? Could you share a little bit about that?
Learning, the scientific aspect of cannabis goes a really long way. And I apologize if I can't answer the specifics on some of those things. That's why I have the experts here, including my husband, who can tell you a lot more than I can about the specifics. Um, but the biggest challenge is learning all those details because there's so
Yeah.
much to know about the plant and all the benefits that, it can do for you, and learning all of the ways that it's helped people, including our customers.
Wow.
That would be one of the biggest challenges, is there's just so much to know.
No, no, absolutely. I mean, I'm overwhelmed because it's so funny because you're talking to someone who's never even tried cannabis, and people say it's one of my last resorts. I want to try it for my stomach. I have serious stomach issues. Doctor tried everything, and then the doctor said you should start trying cannabis. And I'm like, well, I don't understand. He's like, well, I don't know either. Go to someone, and I haven't talked to anyone about this, but I have severe IBS, they call it, right? I've done every
Mhm.
medication, and there's a role in medicine. There's a role and a place for everything. I just love how everything is coming together. I've tried energy healing. Now I'm going to try this. But there's different things for different ailments on your body, right? And
Oh,
I love
absolutely.
And everyone telling me, Jill, don't do it. I'm like, all right, I have to go talk to someone. Now I have someone in my practically my backyard. You're right near the
Oh,
diner, right, in Gorham?
we're right across the street from the Quorum Diner. I know that's the highlight. That's what everybody, when they hear that, they're like, I know exactly where that is.
Who doesn't love a good diner? No, for real, for real.
Yeah, but when I
And
tell you there's so many different ways that it can help you, and the amount that I've learned, I would hate to speak, you know, inaccurately about the scientific aspect of it, but we've got kind of in-store experts that can certainly assist with answering those questions.
got it. And let me ask, what do you love most about, helping your husband out with this business? It's just the two of you, or there's another family as well?
No, so it's our family. So it's us. His brothers are involved, which is
Okay.
really great. You know, that comes along with how we were raised. You know, very family oriented and business oriented. We both were raised, by families that were running their own businesses. And we also work with our partner, the Whiteman family. So we're just really big on working as a team and making the business successful as possible. And everyone has their roles, and their responsibility. And it's
Yeah.
been just kind of, seamlessly working really well.
Amazing. This is so good to know. And by the way, if you are just tuning in, let's remind everyone, Simply Green is the name of the company. And we're here with one of the co-owners and excited that she's joining us today to talk more about these amazing products. And again, flowers, pre-rolls, vapes, edibles, CBD. There's beverages, which I learned about today for the first time. And Simply Green, again, they believe in the power of bringing balance, relaxation, and well-being through nature. And you mentioned as a premium THC brand, your mission is to provide high quality, responsibly sourced products that enhance your lifestyle, whether it's relaxation, creativity, wellness support. Really, there's something for everyone. And I'm so honored that you chose us to be here and to, to help with your product and promote it all. So, Amanda, did I mention? Oh, it's Amanda Losco. She's the co-owner of Simply Green, and it is a cannabis dispensary based out here, Long Island, New York, in Coram, that is. And you've been doing this for just a few months. You opened, right? Um, what?
Just over a month. Yeah.
Oh my goodness, that's got. And right around the holidays, how is business
hmm
right now?
Business right now is really good. You know, we've got a steady flow of customers. We've got a lot of repeat customers and people who, are just happy to come in and talk to us. And everyone has their person that they want to talk to when they come in. They want to speak to one of our, one of our, you know, experts here in the store that can tell you about all the good things that we have to offer and how it can help you. So everyone's
Yeah.
it's definitely a family we've got going here.
Oh my goodness. And the best part is, I believe in from what I've learned, and again, you're more of an expert than I am, but it's helping people with real pain, ailments. I have
hmm
a friend who has fibromyalgia, and I know, again, I can't speak on exactly what CBD she uses or what she does, but she uses it for the pain in her muscle aches with her body when she has flares like that. And I know a lot of people that have, my uncle has chronic back pain. He has a prescription for it. He's been using this for years and swears that's the only thing that works. And,
hmm
I just think it's fascinating that we can use everything. And the fact that it's legal now, they realized, again, I don't know the legality of everything, but like they realized, okay, this is a solution. This is a good thing. It's not bad. you know,
Yeah.
s-
And that's,
so
another thing we're aiming to accomplish is taking away that stigma of, that it's a bad, it's a drug. It definitely helps so many people more than I can even, discuss. So, and everything, everyone has a different preference, and that's what we're here to help you figure out.
no,
We have,
absolutely.
I personally, handle all of the we call them pop-ups. So each brand comes in, they do brand education with our staff, and we do pop-ups in the store that our customers can come in and speak to all those brands and figure out all other different products and ways that they can help them.
Oh, what do we have coming up? Do you want to promote some of the in-store things that you do have popping up?
So our biggest one we have on December 20th, that's this Saturday. We've got like 10 different brands coming in. We're looking at fun. You wear your ugly sweater for a chance to win maybe some merch and fun stuff. In brand promotions, so some of those brands are offering discounts or sales on the products that they have. And they're going to come in, they're going to talk to live music. So that's going to be the biggest event that we have coming up, December 20th here in the store. from 1 to 7.
Amazing. And what brand specifically? Do you want to highlight anyone that's coming?
Sure, I would love to. So on Saturday, we will have Dime Industries. We have High Five, Eureka, FX, Green Revolution, Dank, Adonis, which covers a wide range of brands. Puff Pre-Rolls, Heirloom, which is those drinks that we talked about.
Yeah.
DCI, Jaunty, which has a lot of, gummies and vapes. And we have Pureleaf, which actually is derived from a medical, they're in the same facility as a medical cannabis. So we have a lot of things like that. Coke, and Eaton Edibles. So a lot of these brands have the same goal as that we have is, promoting that education, which is why they're all joining us on Saturday. So
That is exciting. Oh my goodness. That is awesome. And what are the store hours that you're open up?
we're open 9 to 11 on Saturday. The party's from 1 to 7. Um, During the week, we are open 9 o'clock to 11 o'clock. And then on Sunday, we're open 9 to 10.
Beautiful. We still got 4 more minutes left in the show. I'm not cutting you short, Amanda. What else do you want people to know about the company and business?
What else do we want to know? So, I mean, we would love for you guys to come in and ask questions and kind of see for yourself all the different products that we offer. Um, and we want you to be part of our family. We call our team the Green Team. Which is just
Aw.
been our thing. So we want you to be part of the Green Team and come on in and learn learn with us and help take away some of that stigma that is or was, let's hope it was, around cannabis and find what works for you.
That is so cool. I love it. I love it. I love it. And again, all proper education. They're there this Saturday. This is
Mhm.
awesome. Local, again, this is in Coram, New York. And let me ask, what would you, like to leave with your audience today about, why they should check out Simply Green? And, I'm assuming there's competition out there. So can I ask, what do you think, sets you all, you and your husband's business here apart from everyone and the others out there?
So I'm going to just tell you, not from what I think, but from what I've heard from our customers, is
Sure.
you can walk into one of our competitors and feel like a number.
Yeah.
You're pushing it out just to buy what you have to buy. I would rather spend the extra couple of minutes with each customer and just really give them the information and find the exact maybe products that they've never even heard of, because some people are stuck on a certain maybe they just need to be introduced
Yeah.
into something else might work even better. So that's kind of what I want to leave with everybody. Come on in and just let somebody give you a couple extra minutes to find really what works for you.
Beautiful. And again, this is high quality, lab tested, amazing, products. And, let me ask, is there a most popular product that
Yes,
you're
well,
noticing right now that maybe you want to just highlight?
yeah, that those heirloom drinks, that number one on the charts every
Wow.
single day. So, you can use it all different ways. Some people add fruit to it, make it like a sangria kind
I
of
was
thing,
going to
so it's a
say they
little bit
mix it with
lighter. You
something.
can split it
Okay.
into hmm So it's like your non-alcoholic cannabis, like White Claw, if you will. So that people like to replace. Some people come in and told me that they completely replaced their glass of wine or their White Claw at night and substituted it for something like this. So that
Oh,
is definitely number one on the charts right now.
I'm looking forward to that. All right, good. Well, let's now tell everyone how we can reach out to you, contact you, and of course, get to that event on Saturday. So please share.
Sure. So we are located at 406 Middle Country Road in Coram, New York, located right across the street from the Coram Diner. You can
Hmm.
reach us at the store at 631-846-6060, and you can find us on Instagram. You'll be talking to me if you hit us up on Instagram. The Instagram is Simply Green Long Island, and you can also find us on TikTok at Simply Green Long Island.
Perfect. Thank you so much. Pleasure getting to know you, to chat with you. I love it as a hardworking mom, entrepreneur, and
So,
doing this. This is amazing. And is there anything you want to leave us, to take away with any type of quote or words of inspiration and wisdom to people out there listening today?
So work-life balance, coming from a mom running a business with 2 kids, definitely work-life balance, and put hard work into it as well. But I
Perfect.
look forward to getting some of our brand professionals on in the future.
Perfect. Well, thank you so much. Again, pleasure having you here. Have a fantastic day, and hopefully we'll see you Saturday. And I hope you're going to come back again and get to meet the rest of the crew, right?
Very good.
Oh, wonderful. Thank you so
Yes,
much, Amanda.
we're
Pleasure
gonna bring
having you
the rest
here.
of the crew.
All right, sounds good.
Me
Oh,
too.
there goes my camera. See, told you it was tricky before. Thank you so much for being here, for joining us, and looking forward to next time. Bye-bye.
This is the Global Podcast Network, where executives and professionals connect, share, and inspire. Stay tuned for the conversations that drive success.